Here you go, Alan. First question. The American politician John McCain was held as a prisoner of war for several years during which major war of the 20th century? The Vietnam War, World War II, or the Korean War?
Right, but it wasn't the Second World War, and I don't think he goes back far enough for the Korean War. I think that he was filmed as a very injured soldier in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, he was pretty old in the presidential election of 2008, but by gum, if he'd been in the Second World War. Yeah, Vietnam War is correct. Chris, what colour was the rose associated with the House of Lancaster during the Wars of the Roses? Red, white or yellow?
That was red. Red Rose of Lancaster,
Red
White Rose of York.
Yep, most certainly is. One to you. OK, back to you then, Alan. Which British Prime Minister was responsible for buying a major interest in the Suez Canal? Palmerston, Disraeli or Gladstone?
Right, well, although Palmerston was a very clever and astute politician, and certainly enlivened politics in the mid-19th century, Gladstone, I think, would have been too traditional for this. I think it was a rather sharp piece of dealing by Disraeli.
Sharp dealing by Disraeli. It's the right answer. Well worked out, Alan. 2 to you. Chris, the Great Seal of the Realm, used by the monarch to signify that a document carried the force of their will, was dropped into the River Thames by which king? James II, Richard III, or King John?
That was James II at the time of the Glorious Revolution, when we had William and Mary. James II.
James II is the right answer. The Great Seal of the Realm dispatched into the Thames. So 2-2. Alan, which village in Derbyshire, now popularly known as the Plague Village, chose to isolate itself when the plague was found in the village in August 1665, rather than let the infection spread? Is it Flag, Castleton or Eyam?
This is not one to which I know an answer, on the grounds that Eyam sounds almost like a foreign name. I shall take a stab instead at Castleton.
Castleton, OK. It's not Castleton, it is Eyam. Plague Village. Well, there we are. So it means a chance for Chris. Going so well there, Alan, but this is the dangerous point to slip up. You might get away with it, but you just got to hope that Chris doesn't get this. Chris, the emigration of approximately 12,000 Boers from Cape Colony in South Africa between 1835 and early 1840s in rebellion against the policies of the British government and in search of fresh pasture lands is known as the what? The Great Migration, the Great Trek, or the Great Exodus?
Well, they were the Voortrekkers, and they went on the Great Trek.
Is the right answer, Chris? Great Trek to the final round for you, and the trek back here, Alan, but not to sit in on the final